Farokh engineer Dean Jones here in the studio. Tough question to you, Dino, and it's going to test if you really saw the game or not. Who's going to win the Augusta Master? That's tomorrow.
Very, very easy. The greatest sporting event I've ever been to, without doubt. Snedeker or Rose. But I've got a feeling if Tiger wants to win one, it's going to be here. It's a magnificent tournament.
Right, so for all our viewers, we've got a preview of Augusta Master coming up a little later in the show. But back to cricket, the game that we're discussing. Farokh, we'll look at every aspect of the match. The biggest talking point, though, was the run out. Do you think that was out, Hussey?
Yes, that was out. That was clearly out. That was not given. But people might think, they must be switching channels now. They must be thinking they're watching the golf channel for a minute. Michael Hussey absolutely dominated, 86 or 50 balls. Couple of chances, the run out, of course, was out. Cotton ball, Piyush Chawla was a bit difficult on his left-hand side. But the stumping that Adam Gilchrist missed, Jeff Boyker would have said his auntie would have stumped that. Now, as a test keeper, okay, Gilly doesn't play very often. But the whole thing was wrong. He rose too quickly. And then he snatched at the ball. Two of the worst possible things a wicketkeeper can do. I rate Gilly great as a player, as a guy, and all that. But he had a bad day at the office.
Right. But to the question, he thinks it was out. Did you think it was out? And if it was that a game changer then?
No, not really. It wasn't a game changer at all. I thought the game was over when they only made 138. Let's cut to the chase. Really, let's really be honest. Kings were poor today in their execution. They kept picking out fieldsmen on the boundary. They weren't prepared to swap the strike over. They kept going hard all the time. No one was prepared to get in. Maybe 155 might have changed it, but they should have got 155 at the start. But they kept losing wickets all the time. Didn't get a partnership. It was poor discipline. Darren Lehmann will be disappointed with his batting team today.
Right. You thought that run out was out.
We both did.
We often pull players up for indiscipline.
Cameras don't lie.
Correct. We often pull up players for indiscipline or not getting anything right. Sure. As a match referee, as a former match referee, you think the umpires need to be pulled up as well sometimes?
Oh yes, indeed. If I was a match referee, I'd have a quiet word with the umpire. In fact, I'd have a quiet word with the third umpire.
Maybe third umpire. Exactly.
Maybe he's the one in the studio.
Maybe
who's got a lot of time to see, and he sees it clearly as bad as out of the crease. Good 3 inches.
Maybe he should have a word to his blind dog that's sitting next to him. It's time they might get sponsored by OPSM
I can
or
imagine
something.
The umpire referring you to the third umpire. Yes, it happened, split second there. But the third umpire has plenty of time to see. I'm not sure who the third umpire was, but CSK all the way. They dominated the game. Perhaps Kings 11 thought 139 might be enough. They just got a bit complacent. They bowled in the wrong areas to Hussey. Hussey at least has boosted the Australian economy, hasn't he? 3 lakhs.
Picked up a few things.
And we need it. This way, your dollar would be quite strong. So.
And we need it because we earned nothing from the Test series at all.
Okay, talking about Australians doing well, let's talk about
Which is rare.
No, usually yes, they've been very good. Not recently in international cricket. Talking about Michael Hussey now, we spoke about retired cricketers playing the IPL earlier in the day today. We missed out on him, but he's still one of those cricketers who's still loving cricket, enjoying cricket.
He is. I think he's put the Australian team in a bit of a funk. Because I was with the Australian team and he didn't tell them at all that he was retiring until the very last Test match. When they asked him 3 tests before that we need you for the whole year, and he said yes. Okay. So it was a lot of things going on political within the system.
Probably he knew the team wouldn't let him go in the kind of form that he was showing this season.
Well, he was sort of okay. He was playing a lot better than some of the other boys at the time, and there's no doubt the Australian team grows an extra foot with him in it. He doesn't give his wicket away easily. He's great in the field. He's good with the guys.
Don't you think the IPL has been a great lease of life for these 40-year-olds?
Yeah.
It's given them a new career. In fact,
their bank managers are loving it.
Absolutely, and so their wives.
And their wives, without doubt.
But I mean, look at Ponting, Hussey brothers, Rahul Dravid, and you can go on. Quite a few. And the IPL has been an absolute saviour. Where were they during our time?
It's interesting batters are going through. Even Warner has struggled now at his age now. The quicks, even the Alan Donalds or the Sean Pollocks, if you want to, they struggle once they get 38. You don't have to bowl super quick in this caper, I don't think, but you still got to be able to bowl the Yorker at pace, and the bowlers tend to fall away.
But then there'll be managers and coaches and mentors, and
we're already seeing that now.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the other Hussey. Did very well today. David Hussey, I'm talking about.
Indeed, yes.
But with 2 brothers playing, does it hurt even more to lose to your brother on the other side?
Not really. Must be a bit of taking, as kids, they've grown up together and
That's why I
played a lot.
asked, yeah.
I'm sure they've played in opposite sides, more than once. So, it'll be one up on me, pal. It'll be in good humor. They're both laughing all the way to the bank. So, I mean, I don't think there's any
Would they sit
worries
together,
about
share a
that.
beer tonight?
Oh, maybe. I'll tell you, the weirdest ones I had was Steve and Mark Wall. For 5 years, I played with them. Never said one word. And they never sat next to each other on a plane. And as you know, with group bookings, they normally have A to W, right, or A to Z, and the W's are together, right? They just swapped. They never ever roomed together, and even running between the wickets. When you're into the over, they just stood at each other end. And I actually asked Steve Wall, why don't you talk to him? He said, we're in the same room and there's almost the same beds for 18 years. Why would I want to talk to him anymore?
So, sure they didn't fall out over the same girlfriend or something?
No. Funny enough, no. But the funny thing was, though, if something went on, if someone picked on one of the brothers, you can expect the other one coming hard at you from the other side.
Right.
So it's quite weird.
And they were not just brothers; they were twins. And I've seen twins in my life, always standing up for each other. But
It's like that song, Sisters, Never ever such devoted sisters.
Okay.
Was that back in 1940? Was that like
I didn't know.
1840.
I didn't know we have talent amongst us. A
Well,
great singer in Farokh. Okay,
unbelievable
quickly
talent,
to the guy we spoke about before the game started, Chris Morris. I'm going to ask the two of you, the all-rounder, South African all-rounder, bowled pretty well today. Were you impressed by him?
Oh yeah. He's a pretty good cricketer. Very useful. I would say he's a bit cricketer. A bit of this, a bit of that, but he does that bit very effectively. And that he's an ideal person for IPL. Bowls well, bats well, fields well.
They're worried about their batting. I still think they're worried about their batting, CSK.
But I believe he's a good hitter too.
That's the reason why they brought him in for Hilfenhaus, who's not that good a batter. And I think that's the way he fitted in.
Right, justifying that big fat paycheck also that he's got. Thanks so much for talking to us. Farokh Engineer, Dean Jones. We'll of course have them back tomorrow. We've got a double header.